to my YouTube channel. My name is Karen Barnes and this is Yoga Shorts. Every Friday we give you 30 minutes of yoga that you can do in your home. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Button should be down below. And I have Chantel joining me this week and Priscilla. And there might be an odd cat. I see Bull over in the background that wanted to come over. All right, to start out this week, we're going to do a bit of a vinyasa flow. If you happen to have a yoga block around, it might be handy to grab that if you know that you usually use one. If not, you can just grab your mat and your comfy clothes. This week I'm going to have the girls stand up. We are wearing sweatpants. We're kind of trying to kick the trend of the typical yoga wear and typical yoga pants because I want everyone to feel comfortable doing yoga in their home and going to classes and doing yoga. And so I decided that this week we're just going to do it in sweatpants, and I think that you should be able to do yoga in whatever you like. I posted about it on my Facebook page, so if you want to read an article about it, you can go there, but if not, no worries. Let's start out sitting. We are going to elevate our hips a little bit higher than our knees just because that's a little bit more comfortable for a seat that you sit in for a length of time. But you folks at home can do whatever's comfortable for you. If sitting cross-legged feels good, you can do that. If sitting in Virasana with your feet tucked behind you feels good, you can do that. If you have an alternate way of sitting, go ahead and do that. Always listen to your body and do what feels good to you. We're going to start by breathing in and out, dropping into the space, relaxing through the belly, and feeling those ribs expand through each breath. As you breathe, try to elongate the spine. With every inhale, stacking the bones in your back a little bit higher, lengthening through the crown of the head. And then grounding down through the sits bones, the bony prominent parts in your hips that you're sitting on. Lift up on the inhale, grounding through the pelvis on the exhale. And then begin to become aware of where you are right now in this moment. How is your body feeling? Are there any parts of your body that are speaking to you? Anything that feels uncomfortable? Anything that feels really good? Do we actually get a sense of when something feels really good? I don't know. Just breathing in and out, really relaxing through the belly, allowing everything just to make more space for the air, the oxygen that comes in through the nostrils and down the throat, into the lungs. And then we're going to take the shoulders and roll them back, taking them away from the ears, and then re-lengthen through the length of the spine, so the crown of the head goes towards the ceiling. And then as we do that, a lot of people, as they roll the shoulders back, will pop their ribs forward. I want you to take these ribs and push them back as though there's a wall behind you, and those lower ribs are being pressed back against the wall while resisting your shoulders back against the imaginary wall behind you as well. It'll help create more of a line within your spine. Help you to expand the space in your torso so you can breathe a little bit deeper all the way into your belly. And then begin to notice where the weight is in your hips, if it's more to the right or the left, or you're listing off to one side and the weight's more on one side of your body than the other. And then begin to pay attention if you tend to lean forward. A lot of people carry their heads forward because of all the cell phone use and computer use. Try to make sure that your head is in line with the rest of your spine. It's something that's really hard to do if you're not fully aware of it. Doing it in front of a mirror can be helpful. Continuing to breathe, just dropping into the space. We're going to remove the block from behind us, and we're just going to come into child's pose on our mats. Legs folded underneath the hips. If this is uncomfortable, you can take a block between your heels and your bottom. If your hips don't want to sit all the way back to your heels, whatever feels comfortable to you. Maybe taking a yoga block if your forehead doesn't come to the floor and placing it under your forehead. And then just beginning to breathe here, allowing the belly to press against the thighs on the inhale. And then the exhale. Good. I'm going to get everybody to take their knees and widen them out to the sides. So we're doing a bit of a hip opener in child's pose Forehead remains down. And then come up to the fingertips. Really engage the muscles in the arms. So we're getting a bit of a shoulder stretch, starting to warm up through the hips and the shoulders. On your next exhale, we're going to walk the hands over to the right hand side, keeping the arms straight and elevated with the forehead down. As you breathe into that left side body, try to imagine that the ribs are pulling away from each other. You're creating more space with each breath. And maybe with your next breath, you feel like you can walk your hands a little bit further over to the right. Being mindful and paying attention to what your body is telling you. On the inhale, walking your hands back to center. And then all the way over to the opposite side. Walking them over to the left as far as is comfortable, and then once again breathing into those rib spaces, trying to make them bigger with each breath. Maybe this time weighting through the opposite hip. So one hip will tend to lift as you move your arm away, and I want you to ground down through that hip to get more of a stretch in your side body. Breathing in deeply and evenly. Lifting up on the fingertips, re-engage the muscles in the arms, really try to activate the arms. And then draw the shoulders away from the ears as those arms are activated. Maybe with the next inhale, walking the hands a little bit further to the side. Stretching a little bit more with the next inhale. And then on your next breath, coming back to a neutral spine with your hands in front of you. We're going to take the elbows to the floor. If the floor is not accessible for you, go ahead and take a block or a couple of books and put them up on that. And then we're going to take our palms facing each other and take our thumbs up towards our back. So our hands are going up with our elbows staying down. If you want to put your palms together, if that's easier for you, we're just starting to warm up through the shoulders. You can see that both Priscilla and Chantal have done this before, and they know that we're headed towards a place where the hands pull away from each other. We're trying for more external rotation in the shoulders. And then see if you can take your armpit towards the floor a little bit more, opening up through the shoulders, maybe a little bit more with each breath. As you rotate the shoulder to bring the arm up, take the armpit down a little bit more. Take the shoulder away from the ear a little bit further. Continue to breathe. Those hands are like magnets. I can see them trying to pull towards one another. And if you're at home, some people end up touching their hands. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But try to resist the hands away if you can, helping building up endurance and externally rotating those arm bones. And then go ahead and relax the arms down and push yourself up to a seat. Immediately while we're here, we're going to inhale the arms up. We're going to exhale and we're going to twist our body towards the right. So you guys are going to face the camera and then take your arms down. We're going to inhale the arms up and we're going to twist our body towards the left. Just rotating through the spine, inhaling the arms up and twisting towards the side. As you're going through this motion, bringing the arms up on the inhale, try to see if you can keep your sits bones weighted on your heels or your block if you're sitting on it. Continuing to rotate and breathe as we're twisting up and through. Send your fingertips towards the ceiling as you reach up and send them towards the sides as you reach down. So you're really trying to force energy all the way through your arms, keeping the muscles fully engaged as you twist and move, opening up through the shoulders a little bit more with each breath. One more time, inhaling up, exhaling down to the opposite side, then inhaling up, exhaling the arms down. We're going to come to all fours. And we're just going to take the right arm forward with the thumb towards the ceiling. Your knees should be below your hips, your wrist below your shoulders, and then pull the shoulder of your right hand, the one that's up in the air, back away from your ear. And then take those ribs and push them up against the wall behind you, just like we did before. We've just got our torso in a different place in space. Continue to breathe in here. Breathing deeply. We're going to see if maybe you can shift the weight into your right knee and lift the left foot up. Try to flex through the left foot, pushing through the heel. Reach through those right fingertips, and then keep looking down at your mat, keeping your head and neck in line with the rest of your spine. Breathing here. Can you lengthen through those right fingertips and that back heel? Can you make a line through your body and make it longer with each breath? Exhale everything down. We're going to take the left hand up towards the ceiling with a straight arm. Thumb is pointed up. Breathing here. Readjust those ribs. Take them towards the wall behind you. And then when you're ready, if you want to, you can take the right leg straight behind, pushing through the heel, lengthening through the fingertips and the heel behind you, flexing through that back foot, trying to make the line between the front of the fingertips and the back of the heel even longer with each breath. Breathing in deeply and evenly. It's a little movement, but there's a lot of stabilizers that we're working here. Exhale that down. We're going to inhale the opposite side up. Arm and leg, if you feel so inclined. If not, you can just stick with the arm. And then as we exhale, we're going to tap the elbow to the knee, bringing our spine into a cat back. Inhale, up. Exhale, tap. Inhale, up. Exhale, tap. Opposite side, planting the hand and the knee down. Inhaling the left arm and the right heel up. Exhaling the knee and elbow together. Really trying to flex through the spine on the exhale, curling through the spine, and then on the inhale, lengthening through the shoulders. Continuing to follow your breath, exhaling as you tap, inhaling as you stretch. Last time here. Exhale everything down. Now you can keep with that motion or stick with the arm or just the leg. We're going to try it with knees elevated. We've done this the last couple of Fridays. We'll see how everybody does. Just elevate the knees, hovering them maybe 1 or 2 inches above the floor, and then shift your weight to your left hand. Take the right hand up and forward. Maybe you want to stay here. Maybe you want to take the left leg back. And then take everything down. Take your knees down. Take a breath. It's a lot of work on the muscles in the wrists. And then last time, we're going to inhale. Maybe float the knees, maybe not. Always listening to your body. And then taking the left arm, maybe the right leg, back behind you. And then exhaling down, lowering the knees, and breathing here. We're going to come into a couple regular cat and cows. On the exhale, dropping your head, lifting your belly towards the ceiling. And then on the inhales, taking your head forward, broadening through the shoulders, exhaling down. Moving your spine to your breath. Trying to articulate through all the vertebrae. We're going to take the hands, walk them forward, warrior two palm legs, tuck the toes, lift the hips up into the air. Just like we did before, we're going to try to take our armpits closer to the floor in front of us. Coming into a deeper down dog. Bend your knees to lift your tail up towards the ceiling a little bit more. So you're getting more of a rotation in your pelvis. Lengthening through the back of your legs. And then maybe bicycling your legs, doing whatever movements feel good to you. Always know that your body is your teacher. I just give suggestions along the way. Coming up to tiptoe, slight bend in the knees. Hop, step, or walk your feet forward between your hands. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Breathing here. Try to take the weight out of your heels. And then see if you can engage your legs so your kneecaps actually lift. So we're firming through the thighs. Move your arms over towards the left. Noticing how the shift in weight shifts the feeling, the sensation of the stretch in the back of your legs, and then taking the hands over to the right. Once again, noticing how when you shift your body weight over to one side, that the stretch also shifts. Taking the hands back to neutral, roll up through the spine, try to keep the heels light. Shoulders and head are the last to come up, followed by the arms. Exhale, hands into prayer. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to high plank. Keep the elbows in as you lower all the way down to the ground. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, the chest up, lengthening through the crown of the head. Exhale down. Coming through to your down dog, either pushing through all fours or lifting up through plank to down dog. Come up to tiptoe, slight bend in the knees. Take the right foot forward. Left heel comes out and up 2 inches. Keep the pelvis low. Inhale, the torso up. Breathing here. Weight comes down through the front heel, the outer edge of the back foot. Breathe. We're going to take the hands into prayer, and we're going to come forward into warrior 3, flexing through the back foot, just like we did on all fours. Try to take this left hip and take it down in line with the right. It's going to want to pop up. Breathing here. And then continue to take that leg all the way forward as you lift your torso up. Don't touch the ground. Bring the knee up. And then we're going to take hold of the knee or the big toe, or if you have a strap, you can do that. And then we're going to take it out to the side. So if you're holding the knee, you can just take it out like this. If you have a strap, you can just strap it and hold it there, grounding through the standing leg. Breathing here. Then we're going to take hold of the foot and tuck it in for tree. If bringing it up to your thigh isn't accessible, just put it down on your calf. I just don't want it on your knee. Breathing here. If you're still stable and you're feeling comfortable, seaweed your arms. Add movement to the mix. And if you're still standing, start to look around. Look up at the corner where your wall meets your ceiling. Maybe look out the window if you have access to a window. Maybe look at somebody who is moving. Maybe your animal. And then if you're still standing, which Chantal and Priscilla seem to be, close your eyes. Nice, opening the eyes. We're going to take the leg back to neutral. We're going to take the right hand with the knee, and then we're going to twist off to the side. Trying to take your shoulders in line, your right shoulder in line with the left knee. Reaching back behind you, looking behind that back shoulder. Breathing here. Once again, option to take hold of the foot or a strap is always an option. Coming up against a wall, if balance is an issue, is always an option. Exhale yourself back to neutral. Set the foot down. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, planting the hands, step back to high plank. Keeping the elbows in, lower to hover. Inhale to your back bend. Maybe coming up through up dog. Exhale to your down dog. Up to tiptoe, slight bend in the knee. Left foot comes forward. Right heel comes out and up 2 inches. Pelvis stays low. Inhale the arms up. Breathing here. Shift weight into the outer edge of the back foot. Straighten through the front arms and re-engage the muscles. Sink a little bit deeper into that front leg. And then taking the hands into prayer, lift yourself forward into warrior 3. Take the right hip and set it down so it's in line with the other hip. Breathe. Try to lengthen through the crown of your head as you push through your back heel. And then as you inhale, take yourself up to stand. Don't let that right foot touch. Bring it up. Either take hold of the foot or the knee. Breathing here, and then take it out to the side. can take your arm out. If you want to focus more on the stretch and less on the balance, come so that you're against a wall or a chair that you can grab onto, and then you can focus more on the hip stretch rather than anything else. Breathing here. Then we're going to take that foot in against the thigh or against the calf, anything but the knee. Engage the standing leg and push against the foot as the foot pushes against the leg. And then maybe start to move. Challenge yourself. Use your eyesight. Look around. If that's not enough, if you're still standing, close your eyes. Bringing yourself to the edge, wherever you're at. Always finding that part where you can take yourself a little bit further. One eye, Chantel says. Try it. I don't know. That seems more difficult than two. I don't know. And then when you're ready, see if you can take that foot off the leg gracefully. And then take it forward. We're going to grab the right knee with the left hand and twist. Breathing here. Look over that back shoulder. And then try to lengthen your spine up a little bit higher. We're going to get taller in this class today, you guys. Breathing here. Nicely done. Come back to midline. Go ahead and take that foot down and shake it out. All right, we're going to come into a plank for 2 minutes. We have just a little bit left. I want to get us a little bit warmer before we start to cool down. So if your wrists are feeling tired from everything that we've been doing, you can go ahead and come to a forearm plank. I want to make sure that your hips are down and you're pushing through your shoulders. If you're in forearm plank, I would like your arms to be parallel to each other, so it looks like a nice 11. Priscilla's wanting to do more than she has to. We're going to have the shoulders right above the elbows or the shoulders right above the wrists, depending on which version you choose. Everybody, pick your poison. Lift up. Push into the back of the heels and engage the muscles in the legs. Feel the muscles in your body wrap around yourself as you breathe here into plank. If you're feeling like it's getting to be a little bit much, see if you can identify which part of your body is screaming the loudest and why. Can you articulate the sensation in your body? Can you find adjectives or describing words for that sensation? Oftentimes, when we take a flashlight of mindfulness to the areas of the body where we think that we're suffering, the suffering seems to shift around, almost like a ghost in a haunted house. Breathing here. Push through the shoulders a little bit more. Push through the heels a little bit more. Engage through the core. Can you still breathe? Hopefully you are still breathing. Challenge yourself. Even if you come down, come on back up. Or be like Chantel and just change position. Maybe if you're on your forearms, you come up to your wrists. Maybe the change in sensation is enough to help you. You're still doing the same work. Breathing here. Push through those heels. If you come down, give yourself a break, but come on back up. Or just come down to your knees. Maybe shift position again, 10 more seconds. Is it harder or easier when you know how long it's going to be? What do you think? I find when I time myself, it's harder when I look to have a certain time. But if I just hold it for as long as I can, my ability is a lot higher. Right, go ahead, take the knees down, push back into child's pose. Well done. Everybody should be feeling nice and warm now. Once again, in child's pose, if you're able to take your forehead to something like a block or the floor, that will help engage your parasympathetic nervous system and help you to calm down a little bit faster. Breathing in through the nostrils, through the nose, in and out, will also help to slow the breath and calm down the breathing. Calming down the nervous system, allowing us to relax. Maybe allowing us to get more into our body sensations, feeling the belly on the inhale as it presses against the thighs. When we work really hard, sometimes that's when we're able to drop into a deeper state of relaxation at the end of yoga when we come into Shavasana. It's also something that I find works well right before bed. Sounds counterintuitive, but if I work really hard and I engage my muscles strongly for a very short duration, I'm able to drift into sleep much more quickly. Can you notice that your breath has started to slow down, breathing in and out through your nose? Can you notice a sense of calmness washing through your body and maybe washing over your muscles now that they can be totally relaxed after being held in one place for so long? Maybe the answer is no. As long as you're paying attention and you're trying to be more mindful, that's all we're after, and that's okay. Go ahead and push back, sitting back onto your heels, rolling up through the spine, coming up to a seat. We're going to inhale the arms up. And we're just going to do those twists like we did in the beginning. So we're going to exhale, looking towards the right, spinning the body. Inhale the arms up. Exhale towards the left, twisting through the body. Inhaling up. One more on each side. Exhaling as the arms come down. And then inhaling as they come up. Try to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Relaxing the belly with the inhales. This time as the arms come up, just take them into prayer. We're going to take the feet in front of us and just do a little bit of stretching. Right leg is going to come forward. Left knee comes up and out to the side. If you want to sit on a block, that can help to tilt your pelvis. What I'm most concerned about, and Chantel's going to demonstrate, her lower back is going to pull in towards her spine, so she has that lumbar curve in her spine, and then we're going to fold forward, just taking the belly towards the thigh, as long as we don't lose that lumbar curve in our spine. We don't want it to come into a bow. We don't want it to come into flexion. Breathing here. If you engage the right leg, pushing through the heel, lifting the kneecap towards you, you might find you can go a little bit deeper. Inhale yourself up. We're going to switch legs, taking the left leg long, bending through the right knee and taking it off to the side. Inhale the spine up, and then tilt the pelvis over that left thigh bone to take the belly towards the thigh, making sure that that lumbar curve is pulling in and not bowing out. I'm not looking for you to get your head towards your knee. I'm looking for you to get your belly onto your thigh. Breathing here. Continuing to breathe in and out through the nose, relaxing your nervous system, allowing things to calm down. Inhale, rolling your spine back up. We're going to come to lay down on our mats with our feet hip distance apart. Heels are going to pull in towards our bottom. We're going to come into little bridge. So on the inhale, we're going to push into our heels, start to tuck the pelvis, and then you'll see the girls as they start to roll their spine up off the ground very slowly, trying to articulate through each of the bones one at a time. You'll feel the weight shift forward into your shoulders, and if you would like, you can interlace your hands beneath you. Helps to stabilize through the shoulder base. And then try to push into your heels and push weight towards your head a little bit more. Maybe take the chin away from the chest to allow for better breathing space in through the neck. And then with the next 3 inhales, I want your hips to come up even more. So in the next inhale, lift the pelvis up higher. Push through the heels a little bit harder. Exhale. Inhale, take the hips up even higher than that and hold them there. Exhale. Whatever you think your capacity is, it's always more. Inhale to take them up as high as you can go. Squeeze the knees together if you aren't already. And then on your next exhale, releasing the hands behind you, very slowly rolling down through the spine, trying to place each We're going to do maybe 3 minutes of Shavasana. So I'm just going to hold space for you here so that the next YouTube video doesn't start. Go ahead and close your eyes. Allow gravity to pull you in towards the earth and allow your body to fully relax. 100% supported. Draw your attention back towards inhaling and exhaling. If thoughts arise, acknowledge them and then allow them to go. You can come back to them after. Clearing your mind and returning. Maybe consciously in your head, just saying inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Taking in a deep inhale, start to bring awareness back into your body. Maybe wiggling through your fingers and your toes. Maybe giving yourself a big stretch up towards the ceiling. Roll onto your right hand side and take a couple of breaths there. Allow yourself to come back into your body. And then pushing up through the arms. Push yourself into a comfortable seated position. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you had a good yoga short class. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light in each of you. Namaste. Hopefully we'll see you next week for our next edition of Yoga Shorts. Have a good day.